Welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do a recap of Smackdown. Now, Smackdown is currently going on as we speak, so we're going to make this as short and sweet as possible. But it's been a great day. It's been a good show so far. Haven't had any problems. I ain't hated what I saw. It's been pretty decent. But let's get into it. The show kicked off with none other than our Viper, Randy Orton. And Randy came out there to really address Bologna, Italy, but he didn't get the chance to do that because Kevin came out there and decided he was going to do another tactic. Okay, because he really don't want to face off against Randall. You know, he thought he could apologize his way into forming the tag team and going after the tag team titles. And Randy said, no, you can shove that apology and shove it up your ass. Because he said, and we just pausing it here. It's very strange because he had no apologies while he was beating on Cody, while he was beating on Sammy. No apologies. He pretty much acted as if Randy made his choice just as Sammy and Cody did. So when it came down to you now having to literally face Randy, now you want to flip the script and apologize? Oh, no. We don't play them kind of games. You're going to accept the consequences of your actions. This is fate. It is what it is. So Randy was going to shove that apology up his ass. And he said, well, I enjoy. He said, you're apologizing for kicking me in the head. Why? Because now I hear the voices in my head and they counsel me because they understand. Okay? They talk to me. And what they telling me is something that I really love and I haven't done in years. And they're telling me to kick you in your head. And that's what I'm going to do. So at WrestleMania, you and we're going to have a nice little meeting. And when I finally get my hands on you, I'm going to punch you in the head. And you won't have to worry about apologies, power driving, or none of that. You won't have to worry about none of it. Now, Kevin seemed to be disappointed. Like, this is what you asked for. You asked for this. But I don't think so. I think that it's more along the lines of, you, sir, asked for this. You brought 09 Randy Orton back. We, the fans, have been trying to tell your ass that this ain't what you want. You did this to yourself. And you think because you say sorry that that's going to make up for the mistake you made? Oh, no, honey. There are consequences to your actions, and you have to pay the price. That's the best way to explain it. Anyways, we're moving on. Okay, we're gonna move right along, moving right along. Okay, because the next person we saw was Damien Priest. Now, Damien had a tag team match with Jimmy Uso, and he was teaming up with Jimmy to go up against Shinsuke Nakamura and none other than Drew McIntyre. To save you a lot of time and effort, Shinsuke and Drew lost. Damien got the pin on Shinsuke, and Drew attacked Damien real bad again and ended up taking Damien out. Now, no one knows if Damien is, going to be cleared or what, but right now he isn't cleared to wrestle, and they are going to obviously be monitoring him and watching him. Now, Drew McIntyre ends up leaving the arena later on, very proud of his work. And he says to Damien Priest and to everybody who was in camera shot, everything I've said is the truth. You have been there. The things that have happened to me have been directly a cause of you. Prove me wrong. And I said, okay. It is my turn to enter the chat. I will gladly prove you wrong, love. Let's do a timeline, shall we? WrestleMania 40 of 2024. You were going up against Seth freaking Rollins. You beat Seth freaking Rollins. And what did you do? What did you do? You grandstanded. You cheered. You sucked it and sat in CM Punk's face. Talked all types of shit. giving CM Punk all types of hell for nothing because you were champion. You had nothing else to prove at this point. It was what it was. You could have did all that grandstanding the next night or maybe in 2 weeks when CM Punk was actually clear. But you couldn't help yourself, could you? You couldn't get it together. A mess. A mess. So, you end up losing your championship. Why? Not because of Damien per se, but because of CM Punk. CM Punk whooped your ass. You were down, you were out. And what did Damien do? He did what you told him you also would do, which you would end up doing later, which is wait until the chips were down and then cash in your ticket to championship. You did it. You told him verbatim that that's what you would do. So now because Damien did it, oh, he's your problem. He's somebody that you have to target. No, this wasn't a situation where Damien came in and said, ref, I want to match with him. He's ready to go. He utilized a piece of the WWE system that all of you have access to and took away your title because you didn't know how to just let shit alone. That's the first point. Fast forward a few months. Clash at the Castle, June 15th, 2024. You went up against Damien Priest. The reason why you lost, once again, is because of CM Punk. What was Drew supposed to do in that moment? I don't know. Win? Win the match? When the ref wasn't knocked out? Get it done? What was Damien supposed to do in that process? Was he supposed to not win? CM Punk literally put on a fucking ref shirt during that match. He was the authority of that match at that time. The referee was knocked out. They had no other referee out there. CM Punk was the authority. You had lost that match because of CM Punk, not because of Drew. Well, you did lose it, so I guess you still would be your own cause of your demise, but it wasn't because of Damien. It was because of you. Money in the Bank 2024. You win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Damien Priest is champion. You cash in the same night that you win. And what do? You go down there, you're grandstanding thinking you're going to win, and you forgot that you had caused CM Punk all types of hell, going out there cutting promos on the man, and he wasn't even there, talking to the camera, talking all types of shit. CM Punk has been on your ass. And CM Punk came out there again and cost you your opportunity at being champion. Damien Priest was champion. What the fuck was he supposed to do? Not capitalize on it? He was supposed to let you win? The logic is flawed, my dear. It's ridiculous. We're moving on. Okay? Final piece. Every single time you were the cause. Now, the Damien Priest benefit from that? Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is you couldn't take out the one who actually caused you the problem. You couldn't at least give yourself the satisfaction of knowing that you could beat him. You haven't done it yet. Got your ass kicked in a Hell in a Cell match, and now you've been on a tirade finding other people to blame for your failures. It's just getting to the point where it's just not even worth the time or the effort to talk about this. Please, please find something else to do, because you keep saying that no one could poke holes in your argument, but bitch, I gave you a whole timeline and I was able to do it within what? A minute and a half. Stop fucking playing with me. Find something else to do, Dro, please, for our sake, because I'm tired, okay? You're tired. You don't even know where to start. You had your opportunity to go after the bloodline and you circumvented it. You let it go. Solo's right there. Solo cost you an opportunity at the title against Roman at the first Clash at the Castle. And what did you do? You let him walk free. He's the only one who stood up to Roman. You haven't stood up to Roman. When's the last time you stood up to Roman? You didn't have a problem benefiting from the bloodline interfering in your matches with Jey Uso when Jey Uso was feuding with his cousin and his brother. You didn't have a problem with benefiting from it then. You didn't have a problem with the bloodline and the OTC's interference in matches then. No issues. You're on SmackDown, Bloodline Country. And I've yet to see you do anything to Roman. Matter of fact, you're leaving. You left the arena knowing that Roman Reigns' ass is there. And you have done nothing to him to ensure you get your get back on him. It's quiet in here. Church mouse quiet. I'm just saying, if you're going to call a spade, then let it be a spade. Stop trying to make a club into a spade, bitch. Just because they're black doesn't mean they look alike. Stop it. So after Drew decided to cry on TV after he beat up Damien Priest, he attacked him from behind, by the way. This is when we got the little promo between Tiffany and Charlotte. And one thing that Charlotte did was expose exactly what the fuck I told y'all, was that Tiffany was limited on the microphone. Tiffany really didn't have a lot of comeback for what Charlotte was saying. Charlotte told her, she said, listen, the queen is here, so the queen always speaks first. You can come second. She was like, girl, she was like, you comparing yourself to me is laughable. She said, everybody is compared to me. I am the standard. I am what everybody wants to be. So you being compared to me is nothing special, honey. You are a dime a dozen. Okay? You just are. And she was like, oh, well, what about when I first met you and you told me that, I was a star in the making and that, I'm here. And she's like, well, star made. And she was like, girl, she said, yes, I told you was a star, but you're a star in the making. That has yet to be proven. She said and she was like, well, I'm a champion and I'm here week after week, earned. She said, earned? Girl, you cashed in. Girl, you cashed in with your championship to get your championship. You haven't defended that title against anyone. Girl, let's be real. She said, this will be your marquee moment for you. This will be a standout, stellar moment for you. This is something that's going to set your career onto a path that is unseen and unheard of for you. But for me, this is just another Wednesday. This is just another Tuesday, honey. This is just another WrestleMania under my belt. And of course, Tiffany just tried to come in like, you're just mad because somebody else is coming in and I'm the new hot fire and you're mad because the WWE universe no longer bows to you. She was like, girl, if they're either wooing or booing, one or the other, and she's not lying. They react to her and that's all that matters. Y'all boo her all day long. The more you give her the reaction, the more she will be seen. And rightfully deserved, if you ask me. Okay? She said, girl, listen, just because you got blonde hair and could do a backflip does not mean that you are even anywhere near close to me. Okay? That's just the true tea. That's just the facts. The actual factuals. Okay? She was like, girl, it's okay. Because at WrestleMania, when I get the title, I'm going to be champion and you are just going to be another flash in the pan. Now, one thing Charlotte said that tore her ass up, Charlotte told her, because she came back and said, well, you're just mad because you're no longer the hottest thing in WWE. The hottest thing in WWE is me. And she was like, girl, you're not even the hottest thing on SmackDown. Girl, what is you talking about? Tiffany ass didn't have no comeback other than you're just mad because your time is up and Tiffy time is Tiffy time. And I'm like, girl, if that's all you got a long way to go. Charlotte gonna be eating your ass up every week if this is how we gonna be for the next month. We got 4 motherfucking weeks, bitch. And you sitting up here talking about Tiffy time. You need to be more concerned about your mentor whipping your ass and taking your championship from you, girl. That needs to be something that you study, girl. Because it is very possible at this current moment in time. High key possible. She ate that woman alive, honey. Now, the next match we had was between Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu, but there was a little addendum in this match. You see, LA Knight, he made it very clear that he was going to have Braun Strowman's back if he needed to because he knows how the bloodline loves to work in packs. And Braun Strowman let him in on a little bit of a secret. You see, Braun Strowman said, well, Nick Aldis has sweetened the pot in this match a little bit. He says that if I win or Jacob wins, whoever wins in this match gets to be the number one contender for your United States Championship. Looks like you'll be facing off against me, the one big SOB. LA Knight said, okay. Yeah. You say, yeah. All right, cool. So the match is on. Jacob and Braun seem to be doing okay in this match. The boys are throwing each other over the announcements tables. It's a lot of chaos. But the match ends in a disqualification. Why? Because Solo and Tama Tonga interfere in the match, and because they hit Braun Strowman, this cost Jacob Fatu an opportunity at the United States Championship. Had they had went after Jacob, just gave him a little love tap on the back of the head, Jacob would have technically won the match because they attacked Jacob Fatu. But instead, they went after their own. They went after the guy they hated the most, Braun Strowman. And that gave Braun Strowman the W, which means he is the number one contender for the U.S. Championship, not Jacob Fatu. Now, this didn't sit too well with the king of the yada yada mean. Okay, it didn't sit too well with him. He cussed Tama and Solo out. You know what I'm saying? And Solo was like, man, we was just trying to help. He was like, trying to help me into the poorhouse, losing matches. You cost me my championship match, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. He walked away. Now, Tama and Solo was looking at each other, and Tama was looking at him like, bitch, this was your motherfucking idea. Child, it was messy as fuck. It was messy. Okay? But we're moving on. Because Jaws and Cobra Beck was in the back. And Kathy was interviewing her. And Kathy said, last week you interrupted my conversation with Jade Cargill, and I just wanted to make sure this week, you're prepared to go up against her. And, I just wanted to understand why. And Liv was like, it's pretty obvious why. I did say why. Obviously, she's been sitting at home for months, not doing nothing, not saying nothing, sitting there, couldn't put a video up on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, posting pictures while she out with her family and everything, and knew the whole time that Naomi was her attacker and let me get caught in the crossfire. Let's clock a spade here. Let's clock some tea here, some real tea. You didn't get caught in nothing. Nothing. What was happening to you would have happened anyway because y'all been cheating to beat Bianca and Naomi. Y'all was attacking them. So either way, you would have got an ass whooping. The ass whooping you got may have not been for the right reasons, but it wasn't like it wasn't deserved, bitch. Okay? You and Cobra Back been running around talking cash shit. You was out here sneak dissing Jade while you was becoming champion. You sat there and was like, if we had attacked her, would we really care? Don't act like what you was saying wasn't some bullshit. I wouldn't have said nothing neither. I would have let you get your ass whooped and then came back and whooped the person ass I needed to and still whooped your ass for talking shit, which is exactly what happened, bitch. You are not innocent. Your hands are not clean. Had you had kept your mouth shut and just flat out denied that you had attacked them, then I would be on your side. But you was too busy being evasive and digging it deep into people's skin. And you did it again today when they was talking about it and was like, yeah, well, her replacement, Naomi. See, this is what I'm talking about. The sneak dissing, the bullshit. But you want me to apologize to you? Bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm not doing none of that shit. Nothing. You feel me? You crazy. Fugazi crazy. All right? I'm not about to apologize to you. You and Deaf Mute Cobra Back over there been running around here terrorizing us for over a year. You by yourself, and then here come Cobra Back for the last couple of months been getting on folks' nerves. You ain't been able to close your mouth in over 15 months, and she don't know what to do. So she just assimilated into being a chola, which I'm pretty sure she don't understand none of that. Okay? I'm just tired of y'all bullshit. I'm tired of the victim. I suffered. Did you? Because who's champion? You're tag team champion, correct? Did you get your ass kicked in the Elimination Chamber? No, you were standing there cowering and crying and complaining about how it wasn't you, it wasn't you, it wasn't you. She knew. She knew it wasn't you. That's why you didn't get kicked in your face. I would have kicked you in your face for that sneak diss, though. I would have got your ass for that. I'm not about to show my whole card. I don't even fucking like you. I can give less than a damn if you got your ass whooped. It was great entertainment for me. The fuck? Craziness. Now, in between time, we saw Zelina Vega go up against Piper. Now, Zelina ended up having to wrestle not only Piper, but Chelsea and Alba Fire. Zelina held her own until the end, but she was not able to contend against Piper and her prowess. Piper crossbodied the fuck out of Zelina Vega. It looked like a massacre. I said, is the bitch dead? Is she deceased, my goddamn? Because, child, now she came out. She has a new theme. It's cute. I like her theme. It's real cute. They all came out there. They had their match, and that was it. Now, Zelina Vega's probably going to have to wrestle Alba Fire next week, which will probably be a better matchup for her physically. But she almost had that motherfucker, man. She almost had that motherfucker. She really did. Now, before I have to go back to the match between Jade Cargill and Liv Morgan, because that match happened after we saw Piper and Zelina. So Jade Cargill and Liv had their match, and then Jade Cargill was interviewed by Kathy before that. And Jade Cargill made it very clear she was going to get rid of Liv's ass for talking shit. Since she wanted to come and talk shit to her, she going to make sure she can keep her mouth open this time. It's going to be her, because her jaw going to be hanging below her chin. Okay? She said, I'm going to take her out, and then it's going to be open season on Naomi's ass, and I'm going to keep whooping her ass until I get my fill. That's what she said. Now, the girls went out there and had a decent match. Jade Cargill looked great against Liv, and Liv was able to get some get back because Cobra back kept getting involved. Where the match changed is when Naomi came out there. Her gear was cute, by the way. Fire ass gear. Naomi came out there in caution gear. Now, you had to understand the logic of the gear. You got to understand it because she pushed Jade Cargill on a car. The girl walking around with caution tape on. Hello, lights. It's messy. It's messy, but it's a message. You understand? It's a message. Now listen, she grabbed one of the tag team titles. It was Liv's title, I guess, and slapped Naomi in the head with, slapped Jade in the head with it. This knocked Jade out. Jade ended up losing the match to an Oblivion. And this is how Liv Morgan's wide gaping mouth ass has been winning this entire time. So I'm not fucking surprised. Meanwhile, Cobra back had to carry Jaws out the damn arena while Naomi commenced to beating the brakes off of Jade Cargill. She was whipping her ass. You understand? Then she pushed her off of the apron and Jade fell onto the table. Very similar to how she got pushed on the damn car. And she was teasing her like, what was that, Jade? What was that you was saying? Child, it's messy. The girls are ramping it up, and I'm here for all of this mess, okay? I'm here for all of it. Now, the Street Profits had to flow at this point, okay? The Street Profits came out there to a brand new theme music that goes fucking hard. Def Rebel ain't shit, but they did okay in this particular with their theme if they were the ones who created it. But let me tell you something, that theme hits. It hits, babe. The Street Profits came out there and they were very, very humble about how they was able to keep themselves together and keep themselves in check throughout the roughest of times. You have to remember, it's been 4 long, grueling years since the Street Profits have been champion. And if I recall, it was the New Day who removed them from being tag team champions at that point in time. If I recall, I could be wrong. It might have been New Day, or it might have been Miz and what's his name? John Morrison. It could have been them because I remember during the pandemic era, Miz and John Morrison were champs, and they were facing off against the New Day for the tag team titles at one point. So I'm not sure of who relieved them of their titles, but I want to say it was either New Day or Miz and Morrison. I'm not quite 100% sure. But anyways, ever since then, they have no longer been tag team champions. They have not been seen as champs. And even though they've had opportunities, those opportunities became less and less. And they had really began to start losing a lot of matches. And they hadn't had any traction heading into, possibly getting those championships back. And even though they were patient, they were working, they had even worked with Bobby Lashley and B-Fab at one point, even those things did not change the trajectory of their possibility of being champions. It didn't change the road that they were on, and it was a losing one at that point. So the Street Profits had to change how they approached it. They didn't want to be friends with nobody. It was only them against the world. They didn't do it in a way to be disrespectful, but seeing as how the Motor City Machine Guns came in, sight unseen, title shot. And then not only that, but DIY stole the fucking titles from Motor City Machine Guns, and everybody was getting title shots ahead of the Street Profits, despite the fact that they had already earned an opportunity at those tag team titles. And then Dawkins gets injured. So they're out and they can't even get their number one contendership. They can't even have it, and it's given to somebody else, Motor City Machine Guns. So when the Street Profits had the opportunity, they took everybody out. It was like, we don't give a fuck about you being no Motor City Machine Gun. We don't give a fuck about you being no DIY. We don't care how pretty you are. We don't care how many fucking fake ass tattoos you put on your chest, bitch. We are gonna be tag team champions come hell or high water, and then we want the smoke either way. We'll take all you bitches on. And that's exactly what they did. They got their opportunity at the tag team titles, and they won those tag team titles last week when they were in Barcelona, Spain. They became tag team champs, and they came out tonight and were very, very, loving on each other. And I love when black men love on each other because it's a rarity. We don't get to see it, but them boys did that, and I love that so much. And I love that I got to see it and be a part of it. And Dawkins was just like, we've been hit through hell and back. And Montez said, while everybody's happy, I just want to say something real serious right quick. He said, come hell or high water, no matter what happened, when the chips is down and when the chips are up, I always know that you got my back. You my brother, hands down. I got you with my man, 20 grand. They hugged it out. And then that's when Los Garces came out there. Santos looked like an angry Colombian drug lord coming out there talking about some, listen, you owe my boys an apology. You understand? You owe them an apology. And then you owe them a tag team championship match. And Street Profits was like, bitch, we don't have a problem fighting you. We will fight you and put you in your fucking place, bitch. We don't have a problem with doing that. Now, in the midst of that happening, Pretty Deadly come down like, Papa Santos, wait a minute. Okay, we earn the right to be the number one contenders, okay, for the tag team championships. And you ain't gonna jump in line and get the titles before we do. And Santos was like, you better back your ass up and manage your motherfucking business. You need to stay out of it because this don't have nothing to do with you. When in all actuality, it does. It has everything to do with Pretty Deadly. Had it not for been Pretty Deadly, Los Santos, Los Lagatos, Los Legado del Fantasma, Los Gatos, Tacos, none of them would have got their ass whooped, okay? Because it was Pretty Deadly that said it was Los Garzas to begin with. It was them. So Street Profits wouldn't have never did nothing to the Garzas, never would have went after Legado del Fantasma and family at all, had they had not fingered them for the ones that attacked them in the first place. So it had everything to do with Pretty Deadly. Everything. Everybody is just not making sure the right people is getting their asses whooped here. And I'm just baffled at the audacity, the bullshit, the elitism that we're seeing. Ugh. It's nasty work, honey. And long story short, the Street Profits won, baby. Street Profits won with a frog splash from heaven from Montez. And Montez does that frog splash so fucking well. It's so good. They won, and Los Garzas is on their way to the bank with a losing match again. Again, in the words of Chris Jericho. Now, the show is going to close out, obviously, with the three amigos. We got a love triangle here, a papa and son relationship, and a brother versus brother, old school Cain versus Abel situation here. Now, very soon, you are going to get a full analysis from me with this really big ass triangle, and we're going to separate these three feuds so that you can kind of understand what's going on here. Because in reality, you could have three separate matches with all three of these men, and the feuds themselves would work because they're separate. They're separate feuds. You can actually have more than that. You can have more than that. But I mean, sure. Whatever makes you happy. But we're going to talk about what the men were saying in just a moment. Because the boys are about to have it out. They're about to go out there and talk their shit. So we're going to listen and see what they said. And then I'm going to come back and report and round out this recap of Friday Night Smackdown. So, we're going to keep this short and sweet. Roman comes out there, gets serenaded by the crowd. Of course, they are cheering for the OTC. He asked them to acknowledge him, and they did robustly. Okay? Now, Roman get out there, and he said, listen, about a month ago, CM Punk screwed me in the Royal Rumble. And then Seth freaking Rollins tried to kill me. So, you know what? Last week when they had their little Hell in a Cell match, I tried to kill him. And I got CM Punk for the two. I got it for the low. You know, the 2-for-1 special. You know what I'm saying? Now, since I'm here, you know, I came a long way. I'm going to be here about a good 15, 20 minutes. Anybody want to come out here and come talk some shit? I'm waiting, my nigga. What's up? What's up? First person to come out was Seth freaking Rollins. Seth came out, took about 15 minutes because the crowd was singing his song and they got to clapping and he bowed and thanked them for the serenade. Okay? And then he told Roman that he fucked up. He said, man, you fucked up. You messed up. You don't understand that CM Punk is a problem. He's a problem to this industry and he's a problem to this company. And he said, man, I get it, man. He was like, you and I, we came into this company together. You don't exist without me, and I don't exist without you. And our story has a lot of pages. And I see now that you and I cannot coexist at the same time. So you know what? You know what? It's time to add another chapter to this story. And that's when he was like, the gloves was coming off, baby. He took his expensive designer coat off. And that's when CM Punk music hit, bitch. And all hell broke loose. Because CM Punk came down there. Took him about 15, 20 minutes to come down there too. They sang his song. You know what I'm saying? He came out there and he basically was like, listen, my hand ain't taped up for nothing. But I'm going to tell you this before we get to rocking and rolling. I'm going to tell you this. Neither one of you hoes have ever beat me. Okay? And without the other one's help, you ain't never beat me. It took you and you to even get you a whiff of a win over me. So he said, I'm just going to call it like it is. He said, wise man, you know, you owe me a favor because I had to help your family because y'all couldn't get the fucking job done. All right? So wise man, you owe me a favor. Ain't that right, wise man? Pauline was like, not now. you know how you have a side piece and your side piece be talking shit? You be like, bitch, shut the fuck up, bitch. Not right now. Girl, I will call you later. That's how it was. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm so sorry. After that, he tells Pauline, he said, I do want to tell you something though. I appreciate you for delivering your tribal chief to me on a silver platter. Pauline is like, listen, I didn't do that. That's not true. And that's when Roman turned around and was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck? Looking at Paul like, is you serious? Is you serious? And straight up get busted in the back with a microphone. All fucking hell breaks loose. Because everybody's fighting. Everybody's intertwined and mangled with each other. It looked like a real fucked up gay orgy. Okay? And not the fun one. Okay? Not the fun one. It just looked like a real amalgamation of men's is all over each other. It didn't look fun. You know, it didn't look like a good time. But everybody got their ass whooped. Now, CM Punk was able to get out the ring. They just sent down a lot of people down there. Nicholas was down there. Everybody was down there. CM Punk was the first one to get out the brawl and gets on the announcer's table and points to Mania. He said, I want you and I want you at WrestleMania. Everybody hyped and hollering and screaming. So then he gets down at the table, pulls Roman out, gets to fighting. Seth freaking Rollins suicide dives on everybody. Stands on the apron and goes, I'm going to Mania, and I want you at Mania. That's what he say. That's what he say. My friend, that's what he say. Okay? Now, as the show begins to go off, we see Roman pick up a set of steel chairs, the steel steps, and bust CM Punk in the head and bust Seth Rollins in the head. And then stands on the steps, points at the sign, and said, I want your motherfucking ass, and I want your motherfucking ass at WrestleMania. It's gonna be me, you, and you, bitch. Everybody starts fighting. CM Punk is running over there trying to get at Roman. Roman is punching Seth in the face. They done pull Seth back. CM Punk and Roman are fighting, and the show goes off with all three men embroiled in full-blown chaotic fighting. Okay? The referees out there, they got some wrestlers they done hired for the day to come to come and be security, and they got motherfucking producers, and Nicholas is back there, and it's just all chaos. It's just full on chaos. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is your SmackDown recap. But I want to let you know, I want it to be known and I'm pretty damn good at predicting these matches for WrestleMania, man. I'm pretty damn good at it. I told you it was going to be a triple threat between Seth, Roman, and CM Punk. I told you that. Okay? I also told you that Kevin and Randy was going to WrestleMania. Because they didn't fight at Royal Rumble. They ended up letting Sammy and Kevin fight at Royal Rumble. And then, was it Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber? Was it Chamber that they fought at?
I can't remember.
I want to say it was Chamber. It was Chamber because Sammy was in the Royal Rumble. Sammy was in it. It was Chamber. So my bad. So they didn't fight at a Royal Rumble and they didn't fight at Chamber. So I'm telling y'all, man. And Jade Cargill and Naomi's match is going to be set for WrestleMania 2. It's coming. It is coming. Naomi just got to get some more get back on Jade Cargill. It's got to erupt into a full chaotic fight between the two of them. It can't just be Jade Cargill getting beat down and she don't get, no get back, and Naomi getting beat down and Jade and she don't get no get back. Naomi deserved the get back that she got. She done got her ass whooped 2 weeks in a row. And now we're headed into Mania. We 4 weeks away from Mania. So the situation is getting more volatile. And of course, we got Tiffany and Charlotte's matchup set. And we also have the United States Championship being defended next week. We could possibly have a United States Championship match at Mania. It could end up being a triple threat if Jacob Fatu gets involved with Braun Strowman and LA Knight, which I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But anywhoosies, y'all, WrestleMania is shaping up nicely. We're having a good time. This was a 3-hour show, but it wasn't too long, like dragged out. They had pretty decent matches on the card. They were simple and to the point, and the promos and the big stuff that we needed to see, we got to see. Everything was fleshed out like it was supposed to, and I'm not mad at it at all. Now, what they need to do next is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez got to defend them titles at some motherfucking point. They have not defended them championships against anybody on that roster at any point. They have been walking around with these tag team titles and have not defended them. This is one of the reasons why I really don't like the fact that they have them, and I don't know when or if Bliss and Nikki are going to come back together and go after those titles, but I'm hoping that is the case. And it needs to start next week, Monday, when they go to, where they going to be next week for Raw? They're going to be somewhere in Europe.
Back in the States. Should they be back in the States?
No, they still going to be in Europe for Raw, because Raw coming on at 4 o'clock on Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the following week they'll be back in the States.
Yeah, that next week they'll be back in the States.
That's when we get to see Ray.
Oh, Ray Phoenix will be there and will debut. Also, Ray Phoenix's vignettes have been popping up. So it looks like the Lucha Brothers are not going to come together as a team just yet. It looks like Ray Phoenix is going to pop up over on SmackDown because that's where the majority of his vignettes have been. And so if that's the case, then cool. Love that for Ray Phoenix. I can't wait to see where he debuts and who he debuts against. It's going to be a fun time. With all that being said, loves, I hope you guys enjoyed my recap. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Love you. See you next time.